Hello, people. What is going on? Whoa! What a day! What a day! Max Kilman bid was accepted earlier on. Done a video on it. I thought, right, it's going to take a couple of days to sort out. Instead, West Ham do it in rapid time. Probably the quickest transfer I've ever seen West Ham do in my life. I'm not going to lie. And Fabrizio has come out with something today and turned around and said in the last 15 minutes that basically it's a done deal. It's a done deal. So, Max Kilman is in the house. Do you know what I'm saying? Or he's going to be in the house, providing like there's no hiccups towards the end. But I think this is a done deal, mate. I really do. And I can't stress enough how I'm a bit mixed on it. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, some people are saying that you can't say anything about it because like it's a new era, you've got to shut your mouth. For me, I don't think you have to shut your mouth. I think when it's a £40 million deal straight up, no add-ons or anything like that, you are allowed to question it. I'm saying, question what is going on. Do you know what I'm saying? Kilman, for me, is a decent player. I said it earlier on. He's a decent player, but is he £40 million? I don't think he's £40 million worth a decent player. Do you know what I'm saying? And I understand it when people keep explaining themselves and saying, oh, well, it's a player that it's English tax. Yeah, I get that. Don't get me wrong, I do. Right? English tax, all that malarkey. Yeah. And, we're overdoing it to a point. Now, if this is Lopetegui's guy, and he's the one who said, right, get me Max Kilman. Right, he's got Max Kilman now. Now we need to start having more reinforcements in there of quality. Do you know what I'm saying? Like another centre half that goes with Max Kilman. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it is what it is at the minute. Hello. A moment to smile and vote, Mr. E20. Are you voting today? I shall be later. Rich, hope you're well, mate. Wherever you are, 40 million is too much, I think. Yeah, it all depends how you feel, mate. If I'm being real, it really does depend how you feel on it. Yeah. Do you look at this and go £40 million is like extortionate amount of dough for him, or do you think £40 million a good fee for him? For me, I'm looking at it that I think we paid about 10 million too much for this geezer. Now, if he's the centre half for the next 5 years, does a really, really good job at West Ham. Yeah, and Lopetegui becomes a god then. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know on this one. I really don't. Like, time will tell with me with this geezer. Yeah, he's got, as I said earlier on in the video, I've done a video earlier on about the big being accepted. Yeah. Now he's gonna be here. Yeah, because he's looking likely that this is done. This is as good as done. Now, if Fabrizio's saying here we go, and he's sort of broadcasting it, then it's as good as a done deal. So is what it is. He ain't worth the amount of money. No. Is that the most of our budget gone? I think time will tell with the budget. Yeah, time will tell. Obviously, people are saying you get rid of him. No, you bring in Kilman, you get rid of Aguerd, yeah, and it sort of balances itself out. What I don't like, and this is where people have got to start not getting it twisted, they're automatically saying that sort of Zuma's been a shit signing for us. Yeah, hold a minute. Kirk Zuma's been a good signing for West Ham for the time he's been here, but his time is done at West Ham. Yeah, his fitness levels and the way he is as a player just doesn't fit where West Ham want to be. But let's have it right. Zuma hasn't been a shit signing. Yeah, people are trying to say that Zuma and Aguerd have both been shit signing. Aguerd's been a shit signing, yeah, and I've got to take a major L on that because I got that majorly wrong. But Zuma hasn't been a shit signing. Yeah, for him coming in and doing his job for 25 million, I think we paid for him, or 26 million, whatever it was. He's been a good signing. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Put your comments in. Anything you want to say about Max Kilman? If you want to come on, you can. I'll roll this out for about 10 minutes. So yeah. Nearly 2 a.m. here. West Ham spending 40 million on Kilman while I'm about to go and watch Jesse Lingard play alongside something one. Times have changed fast. Listen, I understand it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. It it all depends on how you feel. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is Kilman better than what we got? Yes, he's better than what we got. Is he? Does that say a lot? No, it doesn't say a lot to me because the defenders we've got currently right now ain't fit for purpose. So I think the next signing, if we are going to go for another centre half, now I read something earlier on that we're still looking at a striker, a left winger, and a midfielder. Yeah, that tells me one thing, that we're only going to get rid of one centre half. I can't see us getting rid of Suma and Aguerd, just keeping Mavropanos and Max Kilman. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's a bit of a major sort of, like that at the minute. So yeah, Max Kilman, 40 mil is a lot, but hopefully it works out. Listen, I hope it works out for him, mate. I hope it works out for all of us. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, like, that's what it's all about with West Ham. It has to work out. But on this one, I do feel like there's better options out there. Do you know what I mean? The Italian Bologna player, right, who's been linked with Chelsea and Arsenal, he was mentioned to be coming to West Ham. If he fancied the move to West Ham, he would have been a good purchase for less money. I feel this is more to appease Lopetegui than us. Now, if Lopetegui wasn't the manager of West Ham, we wouldn't be screaming out to go out and sign Max Kilman. But he is the manager of West Ham, and that's why we're going out after Max Kilman. Do you know what I'm saying? So it all depends on how you see it, really. Evening all. I'm hyped. I think this signing could surprise people. Moyes and Lopetegui both wanted him. I am not as hyped yet, mate. Last season, I was buzzing off the rafters, mate. When you're getting Mohamed Kudus and Alvarez, do you know what I mean, coming through the door, I was like, yes, here we go. Now you're talking my language. Max Kilman doesn't really sort of fill me full of like the wow factor. Do you know what I'm saying? Time will tell. Obviously, time will tell, and we'll see how it goes. But if we can get that man alongside him, hope we could go for Todibo as well. I'm all for that. Now, if you had, and someone put it up earlier on Twitter, Carl Walker-Peters, Emerson as your wing backs, full backs, etc., and you had two centre halves in Kilman and Todibo, I'm all for that, 100%. Right, that is a proper back four, to say the least. But I don't know why. I just feel West Ham might let one go and probably keep Zuma here. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I'm a bit concerned about it at the minute. Let's be honest. No other clubs were in the running for Kilman. We could have waited until deadline day to get him, but the fact is, we're getting him now. Shows just how much Lopetegui wants him in. Listen, no, I would rather get him in now. If Lopetegui wants the geezer, and Lopetegui is basically said, right, I want him in. I'd rather get him in now for pre-season so he can work with the players in the current squad. I keep hearing these sort of things circulating that he's coming in to be captain. Now, that for me, I don't know about that one. Do you know what I'm saying? Come into the club by all means, but come in and be an instant captain, I think that ruffles a few feathers in the camp currently right now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, Kilman does not scream Tim. Tim Caverfair signing for Arsenal for less money would have been sounded like a Tim deal. Hope he's better at selling players this summer than it shows for us. Yeah, 50 million for an Italian. I'm good, thanks. We ain't 50 million, mate. Do you know what I mean? So he's less than 50 million. He's actually less than Gilman. So let's get it right. James, mate, going to be a boring game on Saturday, for fuck's sake. Yeah, well, I'll talk about that later. Everyone's happy. Bosh, another signing. Well, I mean, we'll see how it goes. By the way, I'll tell you, I wanted Ben White and got him for 50 bags and has turned into a serious player. Not every transfer will be a Tim signing. The manager deserves a player as well. I agree, but the Tim Steidon love affair last season really got on my fucking tits. Yeah, I'm going to say it, right? I'm going to say it. Yeah, people say, oh, like, in Tim we trust and all that. Now, I'm not being funny. Like, he's got to start. Like, where's his list of players? And listen, I understand what people say on Twitter to a point. Some of them are like very judgmental people and can't, like, you say something and they take it completely the wrong way. But I would have thought there would have been a pinpoint targets for Steidon. And I haven't seen any yet. You know what I mean? Apart from Guilherme, who he's monitored for a year, fair enough. Yeah, Luis Guilherme. But this summer is a big summer, and so far I'm not seeing anything that's surprising me with West Ham. Do you know what I mean? If anything, I'm seeing stuff that reminds me of Sullivan all day long. So that is a bit of a concern. But it will remain to be seen. I will say that. So excited. Great. Fair enough. Everyone seems happy on this. Happy manager today now starting to cook. Yeah, he's going to have to do something, isn't he? Let's be real. We paid 30 mil, or we paid 30 for Aguero. Keep in mind, he won't be as bad as him. I agree. Yeah, I agree. But I just think it's a lot of dough. I just think it's a lot of money for a player. Yeah, that let's have it right. He comes to West Ham, he's going to be under pressure straight away. Yeah, like we don't listen. One thing with this club is we do scapegoat our players quite a lot. Yeah, if they don't perform, yeah, there's always someone out there who's willing to fucking dig them out, right? So he's going to be under pressure straight away because of the price tag, and that's not his fault, but that's just a part of life. He's coming in a £40 million deal, so he's going to have to be a £40 million player for us. Do you know what I'm saying? And there is no time with this geezer. This time, like he has to come in and hit the ground running straight away. Do you know what I'm saying? If I hear one person say, "Oh, you got to give him time and all that," I am going to hit the fucking roof. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we don't need this geezer to have time. We need the time is now. So that's my opinion on that. No one wanted Dawson, and most of us wanted Phillips from City. Yeah, well, What fee do you think Aguero will go for? Do you think this will be a deadline day deal? I think he goes in a part exchange deal, mate. West Ham want €40 million from him, from what I read. I'm not on that train. I know that he's 100% not a €40 million player. So I don't know how West Ham are going to work that. West Ham need to chuck him in with someone and get someone out of a club. Like if it's Todabo, then great, go and get him. Yeah, chuck in 10 mil plus a quid, job done. You get the player. But I don't think Aguero, I don't think there's a big queue like lining up to take Nathan Aguero, and that's a problem really. Yeah, well, the Moyes affair got on my tits at times last season too. Yeah, well, do you know what I mean? But you need to stop keep mentioning him because we don't on this channel no more. Yeah, I don't have no one on this channel anymore who's talking about Moyes. So none of you should be talking about Moyes. Moyes is on the verge of going to the US of A as a manager. So forget David Moyes. It's all about the new era. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether you like it or fucking not. I doubt we'll get El Nesri now. Steiner won't want to spell one of on his own players. Yeah, that's true. What we got? There's better defenders out there for less. Fair enough. Also, pressure on Kilman because there is no sell-on value with him because of his age. Yeah, that's another key thing. 27 years old. But if he's 27 and we get him for 5 years, it works out a good bit of business. The only interesting thing I will say is Lopetegui's only got a 2-year deal, right? So how does that work then? Because obviously he's on a 2-year deal, and on the second year of his deal, if he don't get Europe, if he does get Europe, it extends for another year. So basically, our West Ham really gearing up for next season, not this season coming, the following season to attack Europe and hopefully try and get in there. Like build this season, next season hit it full blooded. That will be interesting to see because £40 million out on a player and you're only on a 2-year deal. And this season is going to be an interesting one. Let's have it right. We don't know what we're going to expect. It's either going to be fucking West Ham are going to be back to where they want to be, yeah, or West Ham are going to be floating mid-table. Excuse me. Who knows? But I think it's an interesting one, especially with his deal at the minute. Rumour has it that there's a medical now. It could be announced officially tomorrow. Yeah. Well, if that is the case, that is the case, mate. But I think it's a good deal for West Ham as a player wise, but I don't like the fee. That's the only thing I will say. Where was it? I just read something about someone else. Where was it? It was there just a minute ago. Remember it? Yeah. Uh, will it will it be Captain Kilman, or if so, will he play alongside ex-captain Zuma in games? Might be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how West Ham work this now, though. I.e., with like obviously one of them's going to go. Now, I did see it the other day that they're trying to push Zuma out and all, right, in an exchange deal. So that tells me if West Ham are getting rid of Zuma and Aguerd, they're going to have to bring in at least another one centre half, if not two. Because at the minute, we've got 4 centre halves currently at the club. are first choice. Zuma, Aguerd, going to be Kilman and Mavropanos. Yeah. Now, is Mavropanos a first team starter at West Ham next season, or is he your best third choice defender? For me, I look at Mav. I think Mav's a good third choice defender, but I don't think he's a natural starter for me. Yeah, I think he comes in, he does a job, he does very, very well in how he plays. But do I look at him and think, yes, he's my like big centre half at the back there? I'm like that with that one. Yeah, I need to see someone a bit better than Mavropanos, but it's going to be interesting to see how that sort of pans out with him. Uh, if he has a good first season, then give him a contract. Give him a contract, isn't it? Well, I don't know about that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because people will look at him and go, "Well, he's had a good first year. Let's see how he gets on next year. What happens if he don't do so well? Then people will be wanting to scream him out like they do every other manager that has been in the past. So, you know, J-Lo looks hungry for success. He does. He does. Right. And that's one thing that you can sort of guarantee at the minute. He's looking to basically be a successful manager at West Ham. And that's what we all want. Let's be real. That's what we all want as fans. Whether you fucking like a certain way or you don't like it, whether you like the fee or you don't like it, whether you fucking hated the past or whatever, we all want to be successful at this club. Yeah, and that's the rightfully so. Like, so, you know, is what it is. Zuma was a shit captain. He was, mate. He was. And one thing I will say, if it is Kilman who's captain, yeah, it is what it is. Like, I think it's a bit wrong. Personally, I think it's a bit wrong signing a captain, bringing him in and saying, right, you're my captain, and then he's got to dictate to all the players who have currently been there. But if it is Kilman, then I want to see what he's like in the media. Like, I don't remember Wolves playing games like, maybe I'm a bit naive to it, maybe, yeah. But I don't remember Wolves playing games. Then Kilman's come out after as the captain, basically, and speaking. I remember, what's his name? Cody, was it? Connor Cody, I think his name was. He was at Wolves for a while and then he went to Leicester and etc. Everton also. He was captain. He used to come out quite a lot for Wolves, but I don't remember Kilman coming out. Like maybe he has, and I just haven't took a lot of notice of it. Who knows? But you know, what we got here? Zuma and Aguerd needs to go. Yeah, they do, mate. They do. I think Aguerd. A lot of the lads that I speak to, a lot of them used to say that like he's stalling for a reason. Like amount of times that he was never fit for West Ham, and all of a sudden Morocco would come up, and that geezer would be fit, firing, and straight down to Stansted Airport. Do you know what I'm saying? Zuma, I think Zuma you can sort of delay to the end of the window. I think. Do you know what I mean? I think you need to get people in, and then try and get Zuma at the door towards the back end of the window. Don't leave yourself short, West Ham. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Hiya, James, mate. I'm glad we're getting Kilman. He's a solid defender and gives me Mavro some competition other than broken Zuma. Yeah. I don't think Kilman should come straight in and be captain. Bowen should be captain, in my opinion. See, I agree with you, mate, there. I think Bowen's West Ham, mate, and you just look at him and like I looked at him in that picture the other day. It's like that is my like role model. That's the person that I look at and go, he's the one who's going to lead us to glory. Do you know what I'm saying? And he already has done once. Do you know what I'm saying? What we got here, James? What position next? What would you be happy with? Centre forward, mate. We need centre forward at this club. Yeah, and until we get a centre forward in, I'll be overly happy. Now, if West Ham go out and get an Ivan Toney or someone of that ilk, then I'm all over that. Yeah, I'm really, really happy. Right, really happy. At the minute, I'm a bit like that at the minute. I'm thinking, right, yeah, it's all right. But come on, let's see what else you got. Do you know what I mean? If we can get in another 3 players in this window, 3, 4 players, then we'll be all right. We'll be all right. I liked what he said about what he expects from his players. Uh, wouldn't it be funny if Kilman failed his medical? So West Ham. I don't think he fails his medical, mate. I read something about an hour ago. Funny enough, I was flicking through, and I think he's only been injured something like 6 times in 4 or 5 years or something. Something ridiculous. Like, and the injury's only been minimal. Like, nothing major. So as long as he's got a good bit of health about him, then I'm all for it, mate. I'm all for it. Fair enough. I'm on the Bowen train. You can tell he's into the history of the club. Give him a go of the armbands. Yeah, I don't like it when people say with Bowen, oh, I don't want Bowen to do it because it might ruin his sort of the way he plays. No, leave it out. It might make him play better. Do you know what I mean? Jared Bowen is a very, very good player. Yeah. And as a West Ham fan for many years, as I am, I've seen us have some shit players over the years. This geezer is a level well above some of the crap that we've had over the years. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think he deserves it. I think the goal that he scored in Prague made him a legend, in my opinion. That geezer's a ready-made legend, right? And I think him committing like a 7-year contract to West Ham, it just tells you all you need to know. Now, if you if he's captain, then people are going to look up to him and want to come and play with Jared Bowen. Do you know what I mean? The England thing does us a favour and all, because if he can get on the pitch and play for England, and if he can score for England, people might look at him and think, I want to go and play with Jared Bowen at West Ham United. And that helps us all out, doesn't it? Let's be real. So, he's probably up his game, yeah. Uh, James, I sent you the update on Twitter as he shouts. I will look at it after, mate. I will do this and I'll do it. What is it? I agree. Bowen should be captain, not Kilman. I mean, he led a team that he's just a great player. Well, let's get down to the bottom here. Imagine Kilman over Bowen makes me sick. Yeah, it it don't feel right, does it? I'm not gonna lie. Like, it is what it is. But if we did go out and get Tolabo, then you know that would be a very good back. Well, it'd be a very good back line. Do you know what I mean? That back line gets us into the top half of the league, easy. Like, anyone who wants to punt, yeah, that back line gets us into the top eight. I think that's a strong back line. Do you know what I mean? Two from Hull, Greaves, and Philogene. I must admit, the Philogene thing is comical. Yeah, anyone who hasn't seen it, go over to Twitter. His agent, his agent, only gone over to Barcelona, literally in the car park doing a photo shoot, trying to get like attention on his players, so bids come in, so like it ups the ante. And Barcelona have turned around and said they don't even know who this geezer is. So yeah, listen, don't believe everything you see on Twitter, right, or social media. That's all I'm gonna say. Faking a sort of transfer photo shoot just to get your player's name out there is a bit of a dull one, isn't it? I'm just wondering if we are the only supposed to have about 80 million and we're so good 50, 60 million make us quality signings. Do you think this will happen, mate? I honestly don't know, man. Honestly don't know. What did surprise me, and it did surprise me earlier on, is when Ben Jacobs, he's a journalist, he turned around and said that it's a 40 million pound deal straight up. Now that did stun me a bit. I was like, whoa, where's that come from? You know what I mean? And maybe that's where West Ham had to go with that deal, because Maidenhead are involved in it, Wolves are involved in it, Wolves need the money. Can West Ham really do it over instalments? So 40 million pounds straight up. Now that ain't me like saying, that's what I've read on social media. So whether you believe it or not, but it wouldn't surprise me, especially with the amount of clubs that are involved in getting money out of the player. So, you know, Kilman is captain. Uh, I don't know about that one. I don't really like wingers or striker captains, because you can't take them off. But Bowen is an exception. Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. I just think I just Bowen speaks well in the media. Yeah. One thing we do need, which Zuma didn't do at all last year, is come out in the media. Right. Bowen comes out, he speaks well, he's he's passionate about West Ham. You can just tell the way he sort of carries himself around the club. This geezer, like, is cemented in West Ham. Now, the only way Bowen ever leaves West Ham is if a bid comes in from abroad. Now, if a club from abroad says that they're going to pay over 100 million for Jared Bowen, that's when I would be concerned. I don't see Bowen leaving and going somewhere else. I think he's too settled here with his missus, family, etc. I think he appreciates what West Ham done for him, and that goes a long way. Some people appreciate it, some people don't, and I think he does. I really do. What we've got here, let's have a look. Basically, the medical was already done today. It was done about a couple of hours ago, apparently. So let's hope we can have a stronger squad next season, try and win a League Cup. Well, anything to do, mate. I want a striker in next, Tony for me after the Euros. 100%, mate. If we go and get Ivan Toney, yeah, and we sign him, then I'll be like, yes, here we go. Now I'm hyped up. But at the minute, I'm a bit on the fence, so to speak. So there you go. Right, chuck in your final comments before I wrap this up. I'm going to go for another 5 minutes, wrapping it up, and I'm not doing no more videos. I don't care how many people we're signing tonight, because I wasn't going to do any videos today. And then Max Kilman decides to get a bid accepted, and then it looks like it's done. So, madness. Why Tony? For me, it has to be Ivan Toney, mate. If you want someone who's exactly like Antonio but better technically and is a bit more lethal goal scorer, it has to be Toney. Yeah, it really does. I've always called this. I've said for years on this channel, ever since I started it. Bring me Ivan Toney. Now, if West Ham can get Ivan Toney through the door, then pay the money. You know what I'm saying? That is a player. When people, I said it the other day about Ivan Toney, goes, "Oh, he's 28. Like, you're going to pay 45 million for him." Now, if you're going to pay 40 million for Kilman, he's 27. Go and pay the money for Ivan Toney and get him out of Brentford. Do you know what I'm saying? Because as I said the other day, I don't feel he is going to go to a big six elite club. I don't know why. I think they're going to aim bigger than Ivan Toney. Now, that's where we've got to strike, in my opinion. Jordan, hope you're very, very well, mate, wherever you are. Right. 40 mil for Kilman leaves us peanuts to sign Callum Wilson. Solomon has to have his pick too. We all know it. Oh, no, don't. Not with fucking Wilson. If we get Ivan Toney, we can chill the rest of the transfer. I mean, Toney is a fucking awesome. Yeah. I'll give us 10% chance of getting Toney. Yeah, well, there's always hope. There's always hope. Right, that's me done. Max Kilman, looking very, very likely to be a done deal. Yeah, basically, Fabrizio said, "Here we go." Now, I'm just saying what he said to let you know, get your thoughts on it. You know what I mean? There'll be no more videos tonight. I am done. But I will be doing a Twitter space later, right? Someone messaged me earlier on, and their words were, "James, in big bold letters, we need to do a Twitter space tonight because I've had enough of a certain someone." And I was like, tell me a time, I'll be there. Do you know what I mean? I'll hook it up and you can do what you like. So yeah, there'll be a Twitter space at some point tonight on X, Twitter, X, etc. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. I've got 10% battery. You have a good day. Max Kilman is heading to East London. £40 million deal. We're going to see how it goes. But from me to you, have a good one, and I'll see you again in the next one. Peace.